discovered Islam, I didn't understand the concept of a creator. A supreme being that is watching every single move that we make. That we're all being tested. I think about tests a lot since I've become Muslim. I look for the tests in every single thing that I do. When I first heard about the Uyghur Muslims, I thought, wow, what a hard test. Torture, your family going missing, your kids, your parents getting tortured, living in fear, knowing there's nothing you can do about it. Organ harvesting, forced sterilization, rape, forced labor, all because you're Muslim? But I'm Muslim. What's the difference between me and them? We're told in the Quran that we're all tested, but their test is more severe than most of us can ever imagine. One sleepless night I laid awake, thinking about the Uyghur Muslims. My heart wouldn't rest that night. That night I realized the test is ours. It's our test. It's our test to free the Uyghurs from the clutches of the CCP. Every time we're given news or we see something on social media about the Uyghur Muslims, we're being tested. How do you react? Do you act on it, or do you just think this has nothing to do with me? Because by staying quiet, you're making the choice to not help. It's like they're screaming for us to help them, and no one's helping. Because the choice to not help is still a choice. There's no easy way out. When you stay quiet, when you have a voice, you are making a choice to walk on by. By choosing not to educate yourself on the truth of what is happening, you are making a choice to walk on by. When I was traveling, I visited a Muslim country that I'm not going to name out of the respect for the people of that country. When I went to that country, I got in contact with some Uyghurs there for an interview, wanting to talk about China, what's going on. But really, I found out that they were actually in danger in that Muslim country. They were not safe. They explained to me and they showed me overwhelming proof that they were being tortured in that Muslim country. Their families were being tortured in that Muslim country. One guy I met, he told me how he was hung from the ceiling and beaten until he said, "Long live China," in a Muslim country. And these are the fortunate ones. The less fortunate ones are being sent back to China for an even worse fate. That same man who was hung from the ceiling, he was forced to go on national TV of that country to say that what is happening to the Uyghurs is fake, that it's fake news, it's not happening. He had to deny his own torture, the torture of his family members, the killing of his father. He had to pretend like it didn't happen. And this is happening in a lot of our Muslim countries, but why? Because the CCP, through their immense wealth and power, have started to control these countries. The Muslim leaders of these countries have made a deal with the devil, under the illusion the devil will help them out of debt. But there's one thing I know for certain in this world, and that's making a deal with the devil will never bring goodness. It will only bring pain and destruction. That's why your voice is important. When the CCP are blasphemizing our Prophet on their TVs, they're criminalizing Muslims in their country, and they started opening alcohol-making facilities in our Muslim countries, we have to say something. This is no longer about the imprisonment of the Uyghurs, but now we're at risk. Most of you listening to this are from a country that this could happen to and is happening to. I urge you all, imagine you're in the position of one of our Uyghur brothers and sisters. Your spouse, parents, children are imprisoned, tortured, forced to eat food from the floor, abused in every single way you can ever imagine. Because if we leave the CCP to get on with their wicked ways, this is what's going to happen. We won't have to imagine this anymore. The CCP cares a lot about what people think of them, which you would think is ridiculous considering the things that they do. But you need to keep talking about what's happening. Keep sharing it on social media. Keep donating. These are not small acts. These are huge, huge, huge acts. The blessings are huge. This is how people like you and I are going to stop the CCP. By talking, by speaking up, by sharing.